I'm replumbing the whole thing because I had the trap on under the sink here, and the washing machine, as I said before, needs to have an air gap, so you had the T here and then the trap, and then going down to the washing machine, well, sorry, going down out into the tank below. But the little hole here and the size of the sink and things, I'm scared more than anything else because the force that the washing machine is going to pump water out, it's just going to shoot back up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replumb it so that sits down, and then I'm going to have a 45 bend and another 45 bend sitting like that with this on top. So when the hose comes into it, it's directing down, aiming that way, and I'll have to organise a trap to stop the smells coming up underneath the floor. So that's what we're on just now. Well, I keep taking the glasses off, but I can't see.
So what are you trying to do?
So I don't even know where the wire's meant to go. So why might I go through there? It's different. It's higher.
Is this for your lights? Yeah, for the kids.
Well, aye, this has got a wee light, but it's got the red one on it. So that we can have the red light at night time in here, so we don't need to sit with the red light. But it's got a wee silly wee thing here at the end that goes onto this bracket there or something, and it's like, Ken, it's no lines. Aye, that clips from the bottom like that. And that goes like that. So I take it, I've got to go. It goes like that, doesn't it? And I put a hole there and a hole there, and yeah, right. Because we'll be grabbing it, yanking it about, won't we? So it'll be. I think I just bluter one of these in and get it dry. Oh! No thing. There's lack of bluter in. No, no bluter. I left all my batteries in my battery charger, which is handy. So I've got my baby bluter. So what do we do then? We just crack straight into this thing and hope for the best. Oh, nice. No. These are the only screws I have.
Is that when you fit out the top?
Oh Jesus. Everything's done with these screws. Everything, the whole thing's built that I've done with these screws. How's it just not got you some instructions? You can. Right, so that's like that. The walk kid thing sorted. So the only thing I need is a wee square for Jim. I don't understand why there's so many bits for a bloody socket either.
So is this for the socket?
Yeah, this? Yep. It's just that wee square at the back.
This is going through.
Yep.
There's no in the whole thing.
No, just a wee touch.
But what is it?
Aye.
Sitting.
Anyway, that'll do.
Eh?
Probably like that, because the wires are doing this corner, aren't they? So it'll probably be like that. Yeah.
And keep it in what? Well, can you even see?
So you can see it, use it. But it's for putting phones and that under the window, and the iPad and just charging, that's what it's for. So, just so you can see it.
door.
That is a slide through.
Oh, that might be a hole, yeah. Look at it, if you're a bit at the bottom. Look come out, no. Oh, a bit, yeah, a bit cut into it. That way. Look at the wire swoop room.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'll do that bit because I'm going to screw that.
Put your tools.
Slide this through that. Exactly. Is that many bits for a silly plug? Dozens of things. What's happening, dude?
You do very much.
The freaking shoe.
Yeah?
It takes twice as long as a bloody shoe.
Alright. There's something.
It's the bottom that's hidden.
It's not up far enough.
It's that bit there.
Aye. It's not coming
This
up
isn't.
far
This is
enough.
not the right thing for that neither.
Oh, for God's sake. It's the right size.
So this is the right thing, but the base is not the right thing. They
It's
must
the
all
wrong
be
base.
different.
It's the wrong base. Must be the wrong base.
But it's a single base. How can you be wrong? I'm getting bored of this now. It's all for the same company.
Well, what I'm saying to you, Mark, is this no needing lifted? As remember that grey bit that was under it before?
Aye.
This needs lifted up, so this is no going down so far.
So maybe that great bit needs to be fit.
I don't can like. I just have the feeling. Mind you, it wasn't as thick as that. That would need to go up there. This is sitting on here. See that? The ridge. Yeah, it's not the right thing.
Tell me what you're doing.
Well, we'll try taking the black base. So I think
the black base.
no. I think we put this grey thing underneath
The
it.
grey thing's the base.
The grey thing's the base. The black thing can get locked.
See you bringing all that stuff in here and giving it to me, and I'm no caring what you're doing.
Well, I don't got a clue what I'm doing. Aye. That goes there, like that. Let's see if that goes under that thing. No, I would put that. Aye, I would put this bit underneath that as its black base. So that goes there, and then that goes onto there, and that will raise it up a wee bit.
One lug comes up through, and that's just 4 screws.
Aye. Aye, and then that will go over there and need the lugs.
Well, no need the lugs. It's tight enough, I think.
If it does, it'll get some of that. It'll get some. That'll come off then. Super glue that stuff is. Strongest glue ever made. Said so on the tin. Gonna get some, surely. See, now I only need 2 screws. We could have been finished this half an hour ago.
You will get destroyed by some electrician in this video.
No electrician worth their salt knows how this works. This is nonsense. This isn't electrician stuff. This is just malarkey. look at that door, whatever.
This.
Yeah. I'm literally expecting 6 screws, and that's it.
You heard that.
I'm not.
I'll be here to witness the 6 screws.
It's a black runner and 2 bends. Screw, 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 and then clips in, put it up the top, screw, 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 it goes back and forth on the tambour door. And then we'll have to stick on silicone on the bit that hits off with the magnet. And I'm thinking that's it.
But you're going to look for big, heavy magnets for this.
I'll need to look for big magnets for that, aye, yeah. Because we're going to,
Yep.
I think we're going to put a wee snap lock on the wee one, weren't we? And we're
We
going to,
need to put something.
aye. Aye, we'll need to get someone in there so we can get our fingers on the boot it.
If there's one of these locks left, I don't know if I can move the fitting in there. It's getting it up into it.
Aye.
But I might need to take the box apart to do it. But it might be worth to do it. You know,
Yeah.
one of these
Yeah.
in here.
Yep.
It's fitting further back.
Yep.
But it'll still work, I think. As long as that. So we've already packed that. I was just thinking that we've packed that with 6 mil. This is 15. Maybe we could cut the thing in.
A wee bit off it.
Yeah, you think about that.
Ah, we'll think about that. But aye, it's we've oven fitted, fridge bitty fitted, and oven fitted, fridge fitted, and then door fitted, and if we can, well, table, that bit there, and as I say, if we can, that bit at the top, if not, maybe have to revisit
This.
that. But that's a bonny bit, that would be nice to do. But if it has to be done after, it's not, it's cosmetic, it's not
Aye,
structural.
full function.
The tambour, I don't want to chat about the tambour.
No.
Why?
Well, the tambour's runners, it's meant to be a surface mounted thing, and it looks like it's just the only ones that are for routing in and dropping down into the floors, which are just horrible. You can't put them on a floor if you had I'm not even going to say a dodgy conversion, because 99% of these conversions are so top class that people just wouldn't accept that kind of thing. So I emailed the company about different runners. They haven't answered, so I don't have time. So unfortunately, last night I had to just go online, find better looking runners, and order them. They're about £15. But then they're going to work, but I've got no time. Just got to go yet and see what happens, and that's the joys of building these things.
That's the story so far.
Yeah, well, you don't get to touch anything nowadays. That's the thing. With everyone being online, you don't get a feel of it. Apart from Jim's heat, he feels that quite a bit.
Look at this. Beep.
Same as the gas engineer. The
What
gas engineer comes here and bashes his heat underneath the truck about 30 times. He's only here 15 minutes, but he can bash his heat 30 times. I think he does it on purpose.
Quite effectively. So, that's the table.
That's the table. And that'll be the position it's in when it's travelling, but you'll need to take the back seat down, obviously. So that's the runners that were supplied there, which is, you know, a nice runner. Lovely, no problem at all. If it's bedded in, therefore, see here, with the ribs and things like that, it's all flexible and audible. And if you were to route it out the floor, and that sits into the floor like that, and that's the finished surface, and you put the door in there and it runs back and forth, lovely. But this is for a surface mounting job, and that's just me yesterday.
And this is the actual door, yeah?
That's the actual door. This is the end piece that the door, you attach that to the wall like that, and the door comes in. You put a magnetic strip of sticky tape down there, and this part here is the end of the door with a handle, and what that'll do is that'll sit sorry. In our case, that'll sit like that inside, with the magnetic sit there, and the handle will come up and hit against it, and then you open it and it slides down in front of the toilet. But you can't use them. They'll be big enough for the kids, won't they?
In the middle?
Aye. Beauty. Furniture making.
How do you?
That goes on there like that. And then what we've done is we've got the lagoon mount, and we attached it inside. There's a box section inside here, so I had to go to Don's, and he fitted captive riv nuts inside the box section, and we bolted it all through to that. So this will now move up and down and in and out like this for the boys. With it, it'll go down as well, whatever suits them. But the only issue that we've got is because it comes up at an angle here and comes out, we can't open the fridge freezer, which is not the end of the world, because we can just take these off, and if we need to take things out to put it in the fridge, it is what it is. But that's that. What do you think?
Nice. So we can't get lollies out whilst you're driving.
Not with these, but we can take those tops off.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It just has to, it's just that bit there because it doesn't.
Okay.
But you can't when you're driving anyway, because you need to stop, because you need like a 3-man team to lift this. You need about 10 folk to lift the thing. Atkinson Boss has over-engineered your working a Unimog in the woods kind of kit. And then we've got a nice blinds to go in here. Obviously not with
You
the
will
dragon.
demonstrate me tonight, yeah, for the blinds in my film.
Well, you jump through your camera and get that tabletop and fit it on here and see how it looks. Yep.
Nice.
And that goes up and down as much
Nice
as
to
it.
the back. It's lovely. It's smashing. I love it. Thank you.
Well, you've got to remember as well, it's probably us going to be sitting here at night time watching our iPads and
Yeah.
stuff you're seeing, and because you've got a power and a internet, a power and a USB socket either side here, we just run our wires to here, and have a computer sitting there or whatever. If you're doing editing, you can just sit there, kids are in their bed, and you can just sit here and do it, because our bed will be made up, because we'll make it up at the same
Yeah.
time.
So it
We've
doesn't
got
make so
blinds
much
around
noise.
here, we'll get some nice lights in here, because as we said at the start of the build, because this cab's so big, we can't forfeit this cab. It's got to be part of it's kind of like a T25, like a Synchro or something. This has got to be part of the living space. This will be our sitting room at night time, really, when the kids are sleeping, so we don't want to make the bed up make an awful lot of noise.
My Prosecco hot.
Whichever you fancy. See ya. Actually, Jim, I'm talking cat. One second.
Oh, sorry.
Put that one in there so we could blow this vent up this top corner before we fit the oven. I'll have to get that one sorted, the other one.
Alright.
Cheers to 50 mil one.
Oh, look at that. So much change since our last time we were here. You would think I haven't been for a week.
You've got a faceplate. You proper size.
I have a faceplate. I brought them with me underneath that seat there, Jim.
Here.
There's a envelope. See these envelopes here? I just ordered some new ones, so I should.
What are you doing, Mark, now?
I'm just putting this drill bit on properly because Jim moans every time I don't push that thing on and tighten it up too much, you see. So I was just mucking about with my glasses on trying to do it right because I'm giving it to Jim and don't want him to shout at me again, as usual.
You need a good shouting. Okay, that's the one.
So tell me, how far have you got?
Well, we are now sitting exactly a week.
Yep.
A week away from our trip to Paris, and we have still to do. We've still got to carpet one outside locker. We've got to finish the shower. We've got to we've got the tambour door, but the runners are terrible. So I've ordered new runners, but it's just a spur of the moment thing, so we'll just see how they are. So we have to fit the shower door. We have the grey velvet stuff to put on a board and to fit to the back of one of the bunk beds. One's done. We've got to finish all the vents, which sounds exciting, but it's just the end caps. That's not a big deal. I've got to Sikaflex in all the units above the beds. I've got to put magnetic catches on the doors for the washing machine. I noticed the fridge had a bit of a move, a very slight kick, so we'll have to check that out. We have to then, we have the electrician coming up Tuesday, Wednesday to finish the things that he needs to do and reprogram the stuff that's in, and finish the 240 installations now. And then really it's giving the place a proper clean inside and out and getting all the...
I forgot to hoover the cupboards. When I was oiling them, I opened up the fogged.
Yeah, there's quite a bit to do with it. Once the electrician is finished, we'll have to tape down the wires inside the cupboards, and there's still quite a bit to do there. Again, we're not under any illusion that this is a recce trip. This is why we're doing this. We're going to come back with a snagging list. I mean, I know people go in tents, so
yeah, exactly.
we're going to be better than the Land Rover which we've achieved to go out with, I hope.
I think you've done a good progress. Take into consideration the time you had to finish the majority of things.
Yeah, we've had a hard month at it.
Yeah.
And again, as we've said 100 times, it's not the case of getting the kit, it's the right kit, the stuff that you want, the quality that you want, because you can't feel it or touch it, because majority of it's now on the internet. You can't go into a big expedition truck emporium and buy stuff, so it's really, really hard. So everything's got to be made and made again, or bought and bought again and sent back, and so everything takes so much time. But on the good side, touch wood, the truck is driving well. She's doing really nice. She's nice to drive.
She's doing what she's told.
Yep. It's all good. We are a week to go. We've got a week to finish, so that's achievable. Getting it done as long as the weather stays good. I think I heard there's going to be snow next week or something,
Wednesday.
which would be a real downer. because everything just goes slow, and when you get nice warm weather, it goes so much quicker.
And it's so much cleaner as well.
And so much cleaner, yeah, everything's just a drag. We've got the brackets to fit, we've bonded on other bits of ply at the back of here, so we've got the pop-up brackets to put on for the bed. And yeah, the things, majority of it I would say is quite achievable. We've got the joiner on Monday, and that's our last day with the joiner for him going elsewhere and us being able to afford any more.
And time scales as well.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that's
actually
it.
have any more.
No,
Please,
so whatever we're going to do on Monday with the joiner, and then the electrician plus me doing whatever I can do Tuesday, Wednesday, and then really it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday it's over to Layla to get everything, and I obviously to help out, but it's not a chauvinistic pig. It's get everything packed up into fridges, and I mean there's obviously nothing in here. There's not a knife, there's not a spoon, there's nothing, so we've got to think around. So the actual trip itself is going to be, Layla's pretty much designed that, haven't you?
No, I haven't designed. I just booked some campsites because the truck is not finished. So I thought, as a backup plan, we're going to stay in these caravan parks and campsites just to be sure, because obviously we've got 2 small kids, so we need to make sure that we got some dinners for them and water and things like that. So
I think the biggest thing there is going to be that they enjoy themselves. I mean, that's what we're set out for this trip. That's why we're going to Disney. I mean, it's not going to be the expedition highlight that anybody'd have on their list. I mean, the Silk Road and things is one thing, but Disney Paris.
one day.
Yeah, it's probably not the other. But the whole idea of this is trying to install into the kids that the truck is good fun, and you can have good fun, and because we are very aware that there can be long hours sitting in a cab, and it's as much as you'd like to try and make it good for them. They've been very fortunate in the fact that we stay in the country, so I say that's fortunate because that's what we wanted for the children. So they kind of run about and do as they please, and they've got big open spaces, and I don't know if you can see out the windows here, but I've got wood there. So they can do as they please, so putting them into a truck for even 2.5 hours driving, and then a couple of hours off, and then a couple of hours in the afternoon, evening, before we get to a campsite is a big ask. They've never had that before. So
This is going to be a completely different type of holiday we've ever had
with the children.
With the children, obviously us that used to we enjoy, so hopefully the kids will enjoy too.
Again, Layla and I travelling in Africa and other places and in Europe and things, you get to see things and you're driving to go and do things, whereas obviously the children are not aware of what's happening. They're aware that they're just sitting, and that's it. They're not aware of looking outside and the views are spectacular, whatever. They couldn't really care less. At 6 and 3, they're just bothered what they're doing right there and then. So, as Layla said, just to go back, it's going to be campsite, England, onto the Eurotunnel, into France, campsite, Disney, 3 nights, and then.
And we're going to stay in a campsite 9 kilometers away from Disney. We decided not to stay in the car park just because it's there's no any amenities there. There's no any facilities. So if something is not right at the truck, again, if we are not self-sufficient as we hope so to be, then it's best to stay in a campsite. So we're going to travel every day for the 3 days at Disney, and then.
And I think it would be better anyway, because at the end of the day, you want to sort of drive in and park up and get your chairs outside, because it really depends. I'm not thinking that Disney is going to be, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. There's going to be, I don't know, but sort of 9, 10 in the morning till 3, 4. The kids are going to be quite tired. So for us, it'd be nice to come back and do something. And kids go to their bed early, and they go to their bed at 7, 8 anyway.
We'll just need to see what are the queue situation we may have to stay till the end to have advantage of all the
Yeah.
rides and things.
But at the end of the day, they've got a set time for bed, and there's no point us sitting in a car park.
No, gosh, no.
It's, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you were going for a night or something
Yeah,
like that, or
it'd
even
be
two,
Yeah,
you know, it's 40. I think it was €45, and
Yeah.
there's no facilities. It's a car park, but it's designated for motorhomes, camper vans, and there's no hookups, no toilets in, but there's plenty of airs and things like that in France anyway. But it'd be nicer just to go somewhere. So that's what we decided to do, and then we are 2 days or 3 days back in different areas, in North France, and then back on the Eurotunnel, and then
exactly a week later.
a week later. Then we're
Yeah.
2-3 days, and we're stopping off in Yorkshire and going to Windermere and
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Beatrice Potter's activity centre with Peter Rabbit. I think like a 3D walkabout or a park or something like that. So I think it'll be nicely fitting with the Easter theme before we make our way up to Scotland.
yeah, and hopefully by the time we come back up, what we'll have achieved is that all
Hopefully
going
we haven't
well,
killed each other.
Yeah, the children are still here, and they're fine, and they enjoyed it.
And they want to go again.
They want to go again. The truck hopefully went well. Everything in it went well, and we learned a lot about it. And we have undoubtedly a list of things that
Yeah,
we need to do
definitely.
to fix, to get right, to alter, because we're still signed up for quite a large trip in Algeria, North Africa, at the end of the year, about
Yep.
November, December, and that's the ultimate goal. Obviously, is for this truck is to have short expeditions of 1 to 2 months. We've never built this truck to live in. It was never our aim or our goal. It was to be a family orientated overland Land Rover is what we set out. Layla and I both enjoyed our crew cab Land Rover and the way we lived in it,
Yeah.
and we wanted to have that, but have toilet and shower facilities with some place for the children to sleep safely and have mosquito nets, and we want to get back in Africa. So the whole idea is we go and we have an aim, really. If we wanted to get from here to Dakar, or we wanted to go into Namibia and do Namibia, Botswana, and then come back. If we wanted to come from here into Europe over to Iceland, do all of Iceland, then back. That's the kind of thing, to the point in the future where it would be shipped to Canada, fly out to Canada, do certain part of Canada, fly home, store the truck, fly back, and then do maybe into Alaska and do it that way. Because obviously we have responsibilities for the children. We've got schooling, we've got different bits and pieces, and we don't mind taking them out for, if we get our summer holidays a month, 5 weeks, and then 2-3 weeks on top of that. But we can't really be taking them out for
Just for their social skills and things. It's nice to see the world, but we need to have that balance in mind, for sure.
Yeah, because it would be good to set out. You'd have to go one way or the other. You'd have to do all out and just get. But if you were going all out, you'd have to go for a bigger vehicle than this one. As I said, this one we want to get into cities, and it's a planned journey. For example, if we were going to Algeria, the truck's here. We load the truck for what we need to go to Algeria. We go to Algeria, we do what we have to do, and we come back, get the ferry, come back through Spain, blah blah, and that's it. Whereas if you are living in the truck, you need your winter gear, you need your summer gear, you need all your hobbies.
However, now the weather is so unpredictable. I will need to take,
Scotland.
exactly. I will need to take the summerish stuff and the winterish stuff. I do not think the weather will be pretty rubbish in Paris over the time we will be there. But see what happens.
Yeah, it certainly
Hopefully
isn't going to be.
improves.
It certainly isn't going to be summer weather, that's for sure.
No, but this weekend is really good there.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where we're at. So that was our view on the truck, on where we're going and why we're doing it.
And we're hoping to capture and film our travel. Will not be maybe dog's balls in terms of filming and putting it together, but
I think first time we're going to be more concentrating on the truck and the kids and things like that. But I mean, if anything, or at least the highlights, we would like to think, you know, where we're staying and what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy, you know, in a truck like this. Because the whole idea is that we have a truck like this, and we want to make these videos for others to go and enjoy their truck. I mean, this is the first time we've built a truck, and it's the first time we've been away in something this size.
And first time we will be taking children with us, which is going to be a challenge on its own. We do know that.
So we want to share that experience and see, look, this is, you know, achievable. And if you do have a truck like this, or you do have a Sprinter or something like that with children, and you have a look and say, Christ, you know, that's not that big a deal, we can do that, or stuff that. Remember they did, nobody anywhere near it.
We will film the bad bits as well.
Yeah, which hopefully there won't be that many, but no doubt there will be.
So yeah, there you go.
Just see how we get on. But the long and short of it is, it'll be an adventure. What do you think? My vent down the side and everything. Fridge.
Oh, I've seen it already filmed that. That was lovely. Everything looks just amazing.
Just trying to make sure that the carpet's measurements are okay. I don't have a big guillotine or anything, so I'm just measuring off sheets of plywood. So the chances of it actually ever, you know, being straight and symmetrical are pretty slim. So you have to cut a bit bigger and splodge it about the place, really. That's what I'm doing. And, take it from there. So I do half at a time, do this, stretch it out, and then do the other half. I was going to take the pipes off here for the gas, and then, you know, this one's a little bit further out because it's got to go up into the habitation pod, but I decided just to leave these ones off and give them a good spray, and then just mould the carpet around them, because my thinking was with Gomo boxes going in, maybe give them a little bit more protection. So I've got a bit of a difference in here today, apart from the smell, and the smell is due to the Osmo oil that Layla's fitted onto the, wiped onto all the bamboo surfaces, which has brought it up a bit richer, a bit darker, which is nice. But I don't see any other way of anything anyway, because I wouldn't varnish it, because varnishing is just a pain, especially in hot climbs and having to sand it down and redo it. Whereas oil, we can just keep on going, and it definitely needed something. You've got to seal it with something, so that's why I went for the Osmo oil. And happy, yeah, really happy. It's brought the grain out. Looks nice. Good. It's really good job. It's all done. All the sides are all done, so it's all sealed. Another step closer. Okay, so I wanted to get a bit more done today. We're still at it, but some friends came around today, so it's a lovely, lovely day. So instead of working at a truck constantly, we had a an afternoon sitting chatting, and it was really nice actually. So back at it now, and I'm now doing the shower. We put the grey panel on the top one, and Layla and I did the fabric and glued that all in last night. It was all nicely set. So we installed that this morning. I've put both units on. I'm kind of struggling just getting in the back with the vents. It's not proven to be that easy, but I'm sure we'll get there. So to do something different, I have moved on to doing the shower now. So I'm just finishing off putting the mirror plate on, and then I'm going to go and get my glasses because I've got to measure and cut the outlet. And go and try and get the shower on. If I can get the shower on, I will turn the water back on, give it all a test, and then that's quite a big achievement, I would like to think, because nothing flying out of that and none flying out of the washing machine. That's the water pretty much on, I would hope. So the amount of times I've said that, it was horribly wrong, so we'll see what happens. But I'll go and get my glasses and fit this outlet. I have to cut the sliding rail, which is not meant to be cut, but like everything else, it's designed for something else, which is like a house with a big roof. Stuff. Ooh, more stuff. Ooh, tons of stuff. Stuff everywhere. Okay, so that'll be its wee pipe collars. No, should be an O-ring in there, I would have thought. I think that's it. I think that's the O-ring. What does the structures say? Structures says put things in there first. So that's what we do. Put things in there. Oh, look at that. You see that? It's quite crack, isn't it? Look. Hole in the stuck-on washer, by the way. Hole. They don't line up. Whoever's put the washer on hasn't lined it up with a thing. Well, these are obviously going to be a lot bigger than they should be, because like everything else on this build, nothing's for the application that it's meant for. Right, so that fits in there now, so it doesn't matter if they stick out all, they've just got to attach it to the wall. So you can see here, before I do this, this obviously goes over the pipe in any normal place. Then you mark and bore for your tiles, but because this is obviously metal, I had to go and get captive riv nuts attached. I had to measure out everything first and design it all, then take it away to the fabricators to make this panel up, because you can't just bore the stainless. Okay, we've got our outside lights on, which is a good thing. We've got one down here that's controlled separately for shining onto the steps, obviously, and then one further up to caster, more of a light for outside for barbecuing or whatever. All the, as I said, outside, all the electrics up to a position we're happy with now. We went under the truck yesterday. You can see here a little new addition. We have the gas tank now, the yellow one. It's 100% full. We are on the shore power, and you can see the shore power coming in. Obviously the waste tank sitting empty at the moment, and we're sitting about a half of our water tank. The Truma heating is all trundling away fine on the electric side. As I said before, you can have electric or fuel or both, I believe. I've still got, I only managed to fit one bracket yesterday. So that's quite a simple thing. That'll go like that, I'll get some kind of little felt sticker on there. And then when the table comes back, it just comes and sits directly on top of here. As I say, the other one's there. And then press the button, I think, like that. And away it goes. So that's what we discussed at the time with the table, how that's going to work. But we'll show you at the very end. We got the other 240 fitted in here with a USB. That's a normal USB and a high charging USB. That's quite simply for when the boys are we've got iPads or computers or whatever in the future. We can take a lead from here through and they can charge up their bits and pieces in the back. We've got another one here to use for whatever we need. One here which is obviously next to the sink. Again, as we've said before, it's not a house, we're not going to be washing tons of dishes and this, that, the next thing. We will be to a degree, but we'll just have to be careful there. But we know it's there, it is what it is, and we need some place to put a kettle and a toaster and things like that in the morning, the coffee machine. So we had a big result yesterday. We managed to turn the oven on for the first time and give it a run. We gave it a zap on the microwave and we turned the grill on. This oven itself works on an app. We haven't downloaded any of that yet. Whether we will, I don't know, because the system's obviously works off Wi-Fi like a normal house, which is fine. But if we turn shore power off, not shore power off, leave the inverter on. In other words, at any time if we want to just go to battery power and take the 240 power off, it turns the oven off. And doing that, you have to then go back in the settings and reset, start off at English. And where you go with it. That's a bit of a drag. So we'll see what happens. But so far, we've left it on 240 all the time. The 240 is on all the time. But once we get slightly more adventurous and we start going away off the beaten track more, we'll just have to monitor that and see how it goes. And if it is the case at those points, that if we're going to, into the African savannas or into the Sahara or something like that, we may just have to, take it on the chin and turn these things off. But there's a lot of planning to do with all these kind of things. I mean, we're only going to run, say for example, with 100 litres of water because we're stopping at the campsites and we're not going off the beaten track. So I'm not lugging about 400 kilograms of water and wasting all the fuel when we don't need it because we've got access to it. The truck was built to do different expeditions and it is there to fill up sort of 700 litres of fuel. It is there to fill up 400 litres of water within its capable boundaries. But it doesn't need to, that's the main thing. It's got the option to do it, but we don't need to, certainly not all the time. So that's where we are with that. That's really good. The fridge is doing its thing. Frost in there for lollies, little light, so it's all on doing its thing. I've fitted my little vents. I've talked about them 200 times, getting bored of them now, but they're fitted, apart from one. I can't finish everything, I've got to leave something to moan on about. So there's one that Layla and I will have to, because that's the fresh air vent. This one I fitted to the board prior to the board getting fitted, so my arms aren't long enough to get outside the truck and screw it on, so I'll need help with that. I've got to fit the two units either side, as in stick them on. So if you've been following the build, you'll know that the toilet is designed to be part of the living space. So this is what we came up with here. It took a little bit more installation for the joiner than I was expecting, but it's worked out well. It's worked out really well. So the door itself, this little magnet fits there, and then it opens, or it stays open like that. And what we had to do is we had to router in the base, because we didn't want to get to the point you see there inside where we had an upstand about this. We didn't want that. So what we've done is we've routed that in, and then in daytime mode, as I said before, there's going to be hanging things here. We're going to put a plastic shower tray on the bottom kind of thing, and welly boots and dirty shoes and things like that after we've given them a rinse off and the shower outside. We're going to come in and go here and hang up here, and that's our locker. And then when you want to use the toilet, you can make your way in and we'll go to toilet mode. So that's the shower installation complete, and you can see we have this door on here. I've fitted new magnets there, so it's nice and solid. And then the shower handle here, obviously like that, and then your standard shower. I think it's worked out really well. I thoroughly like the shower as it is.